Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm back here with another video. In this particular video, based on many requests that I've been getting from many of my viewers, it's how to replace a mesh keyboard and what's the procedure. In today's video, we have a Lenovo Ideapad 330 laptop, and this laptop, it does have a failure on some keys. Even if you press hard on some of them, it doesn't respond. That means there's a damage inside the keyboard. The damaged keyboard cannot be repaired, you can only replace them. Some laptops have a keyboard replaceable from the top, you just remove and just replace it. And some they come with a mesh format, that means the palm rest is one whole piece that goes all between the keys, is one whole piece, everything here. So the keyboard from underneath, it comes up, it goes through. And this is the keyboard for this one. As you can see, all this in between the keys has to be filled by this top thing, so palm rest. So this one from the bottom is going to come up, it's going to get into it. And we need to, I'm going to show you the whole process. It's a really long process, how to replace it. You have to break some plastic points and then melt some plastic points on top. This applies for any laptop that has a mesh keyboard. We call these ones here. So, but in this particular one, again, it's an Ideapad 330. First thing first, you want to power off your laptop and you want to rotate it upside down, flip it upside down. And you want to grab yourself a screwdriver set. I always recommend you guys to grab the UFIXTEK tool set, as they are one of the best tool set out there. They have an S2 class steel. That means the points on this one, the bits will last you a very long time. They don't go bad after a few years even, unlike the other brand. We're going to be using Phillips number 0. You will be needing an opening tool. And for opening tool, you can get the pro version of this tool set. I'll leave the link in the description again. With the pro set, you get the opening tools and many other tiny stuff. But for this video, I'm going to use a guitar pick, a metallic guitar pick. We're going to be using this as they have a soft edges and really tough to bend. So it's really suitable to opening electronics. Alright, now down here, we're going to start removing all the screws that we see on the bottom cover. So go ahead and start removing all the screws. Also, I realized that there is only 1% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel. If you guys like these videos and it's helping you guys out, and think about subscribing and clicking that thumbs up button or the like button. It really helps and motivates me to make more videos and take requests from you guys and answer your questions. It really feels nice when people support your channel, so I really appreciate it. Alright, you want to grab your guitar pick and you want to put it between your CD-ROM and just slide it out. This one has a fake caddy in here, so you might have a real CD-ROM. Next, you want to open up the laptop a little bit, about 45 degrees. You want to grab the opening tool and you want to stick it between the top and the bottom cover, or between the palm rest and the bottom casing, about 2 or 3 millimeters inward. Now all you want to do, you just want to twist it and you want to hear that clicks. And you want to work yourself around even under the CD-ROM, just wiggle around, I'm just twisting it. And do this side. Go all the way back to the back corner. Now you can put it back down, close it. Grab it from the front end and pull it towards the hinge side. And wiggle it around. Because the hinge side, they have a little scoop in. So they scoop right underneath. So if you try to lift it from here, you won't be able to. You have to lift up the front and bring it back. Alright, this is the bottom casing. Alright. And down here, there's the whole everything here, and the keyboard is right behind this metal plate right here, and you can see this plastic that is being melted over. So what we need to do, we need to remove everything. First, we're going to start with the battery. So go ahead and remove the battery by removing 3 screws. two on one side and one on the all the way to the other side. And there's one more right by the jack. Okay, screws are the same size, so lift it up and then pull it towards the front so you can disconnect the cable. Next, go ahead and pull this cable for the speakers. Lift up this. Okay, you want to grab tweezers. I'm going to use a tweezer to make it a little easier. Grab the tweezers and lift up this connector upward 90 degrees, just like that. This one too. Now this one has a little adhesive onto it, so lift it up slowly and then pull it back. This is the connector for the hard drive. Same thing with this one. This is touchpad. Lift it up and pull it back. And the adapter, we need to remove this one screw in the middle. Again, to lift it up, you can lift it from here or lift it from here. There's a tiny black, same cover as this one's, and then pull out. You don't need to remove the CMOS battery, just rip it off from the board. It has a double-sided tape. There's a warranty label right here, so you need to peel this warranty label out to be able to access the screw right underneath. We'll just remove the screw. Middle label. Now we need to remove the fan. There's a one screw holding up the fan right here. And the cable for the Wi-Fi is tangled around the fan. Disconnect the fan cable from the motherboard. Lift it up. Untangle the cable right there. The fan to one side. You don't need to remove the heatsink or anything like that. Now we're gonna need to lift up the hinge. So let me see if I have enough room to show you guys. So remove the two screws on the hinge. Now you need to lift up the hinge upward. Use a screwdriver right here. Just lift it up and then just twist it backward. Remove the cable for the flex cable for the LCD. Lift it up the contact, the secure lock, and then there's a little adhesive tape underneath. Then pull it back. All right. Remove the Wi-Fi antennas from here. Just pop it up. Untangle this. Bring it back. Also remove these two screws on this side. All right. Now the keyboard has to be disconnected. It's gonna be like that. So lift up the keyboard connector. Lift it up. Pull it out. Now we need to remove two screws for the power jack right here. That's if there's no more screws. Go ahead and lift up the motherboard. Bring the motherboard to one side. All right, almost done. Down here, we're gonna see this plastic here. Just rip this plastic thing slowly, gently. Has an adhesive to it, so just go ahead and rip it up. Don't forget to put this back before you put the motherboard. This adhesive goes on the other side too. So you can either rip it right here. I'm just gonna rip it right over here with a cutter. So go ahead and rip this plastic right here. All you need to, the motherboard won't touch here, so just I'm cutting it here. So I'm pretty much keeping the whole contact in right here. So keep that to one side. Now lift up this hinge upward again. Okay, and bring it up. Now once we have two hinges up, you can grab the bottom, remove the LCD, put it to one side. Don't remove the hard drive. There's no need to remove the hard drive, but if you want to, there's a tiny clip right there. It usually goes under here. So you want to pull it back and lift up a little bit, 45 degree, and then pull it out. Don't yank it too high because this one doesn't, it only goes 45 degrees. And then you can remove the hard drive if you want. All right. You do not need to remove these two screws right here. Now, you will need to get yourself some sort of cutter. I'm gonna be using this. I'll try to find the link for this one. This is really handy for me. So I get this really tough metal. I don't know. And I just sharpen the edge on this one. So it becomes really sharp. And we're gonna be using a working towel, shop towels. So we're just gonna fold it just like that, few folds. Put it on inside your palm. Grab this one, stick it right in there so it doesn't hurt your hand. So I'm supporting it from here. Now, here what we want to do, we want to just break out these contacts that touching this metal sheet. We don't want to go through these ones yet. We want to touch all around it here. Everything goes all around. There's a whole bunch of them. So we're just going to take our time and then you just go like this and remove all these patches right here. Because these are melted on, there's no other easy way to do. So go ahead and take your time one by one. Go ahead and cut the heads on this one so we can remove the metal plate. So I might want to fast forward this. Pretty much anything that touches this metal is going, except the ones in the middle. All right, let me see if there's anything else in the middle. No, there's nothing else in the middle, except this one over here and this one over here. Okay, these two. And the rest is on the all around it. So go ahead and do it. I'm just going to fast forward this part. I think I mostly finished, so I'm just gonna lift up from one corner and just gonna lift it up gently. And you might hear some popping, that's fine. All you wanna do, lift up this metal cover without bending it. On excessive bend, there's one more in the middle. I don't see anything else. There we go. So clean up, remove everything. So that we have removed the top plate. Now we got the whole keyboard here. I'm just gonna shake it off, all this garbage. So now that we got this one here, you see there was a water damage on this one. That's why it's not working. Again, this one again has a plastics on it too. We need to remove all these plastics from here now. So same thing again. Go ahead and grab your cutter and then start going through this one. Doesn't matter if you damage the keyboard because it's already broken. So all you need to do is to cut the plastic. So you can do a few, and also this is the correct one, is going one by one. Also, if you want to, you can just go ahead and lift it up gently. See if by lifting up you can force popping these ones open. You see, as I lift it up, I go be gentle and I can just pop it open. Don't yank it too much, otherwise you're gonna break the mesh right here. So I'm just going gently. And the ones that you see is really tough, then use the cutter and just cut it. And the reason I'm not doing this one with a metal plate, because I don't want to bend the metal plate, because this keyboard is going to the garbage anyway, so doesn't matter if I bend the keyboard. I just don't want to bend the metal cover back there. Your old nice and twisty keyboard. So we're gonna trash this one. Now we're gonna clean up the workplace a little bit. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the mesh keyboard because this is a palmrest mesh, and they don't put you on a screw, they just patch it down. So what we need to do here, we're gonna grab the new, let me see if I don't have any plastic in here. We're gonna grab the new keyboard, we're gonna bring it over, we're gonna set it right on top. And before I do anything, I'm just gonna put it to one side. I'm gonna clean up my workspace. Alright, once the workspace is cleaned, bring it back in. Now the tricky part is coming. What you need to do, you need to grab yourself a soldering station, and you want to set it at maximum heat. I'm gonna wait for this one to heat up, and then you want to grab another roll of working towel. So now what we want to do, we want to grab a plastic and we're going to hold this one keyboard down, just push it down a little bit, and then we're going to melt more plastic over these ribbons right here, over this plastic, so we can patch it down again. If you see enough of it is sticking out, don't melt plastic, just use a hot soldering station, just push it on top and let it melt. Just hold it about 1 second, don't hold it too much. So, and if you want to know where you can get a plastic, you can use your old keyboard. This is another keyboard. You can use the space bar from the keyboard, just rip it off. The plastic on the space bars on the keyboard is the same plastic as they use in here. So use this for a sacrifice plastic. And obviously remove the metals right here. And we're gonna, if we don't have enough plastic here, we're just gonna grab it from either soldering iron and we're just gonna patch it down. So this one is heating up already. So we're gonna start from one corner. So I'm gonna hold it down and I'm just gonna smoosh it right on top. Smoosh it right on top. Smoosh it right on top. Hold a few seconds, so let the plastic to cool down. So whenever I see on this one, I don't think I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna be using this plastic for the metal cover because those are really needing, because these ones are really tiny. But once you pull it out, the tip of it just rips apart. So you get fair enough amount of plastic left over. Be careful with the flex cable here in the corner. You don't want to touch this flex cable with a hot station or with a soldering iron. Alright, now that we melted the whole plastic up here, we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna examine the work that we did. Make sure all the keys are nicely even, so there's no up and downs. If there is any, don't worry about it. It's not gonna make any great effect. Alright, there's another adhesive right on this side, so you just have to lift it up to be able to patch the one underneath. Now we're gonna grab this one over here. And this one goes right, I believe it's like that. No, it goes that way around. And the flex cable has to go right through here and sits right over here. Now we're gonna push down, we're gonna do the same thing on here. Now wherever you see there is no enough plastic, just push it down nicely. Make sure it sits nicely flush right there. So whenever you don't have enough plastic, just use this one, a part of this one, and then melt it down. So I'm just gonna grab A little bit in the, I'm holding with one finger the plate on the place, and with this one I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the plastic. Make sure you're in a ventilated area, so I'm just gonna just keep it on top and hold it there. You can do a nice job if you want to. Take your time. Doesn't matter what color you use as long as it's plastic. And just melt it on top. But if you see you have enough plastic, just melt the plastic on top. That's fine too. In most of them I have enough plastic. Not all of them is necessary, but you can take your time doing it. I'm probably gonna stop doing it for few. This is gonna be a very long video. Okay, now we are done. We're just gonna turn off the solder station. Now the important part is coming up. You wanna grab this isolating sheet and you wanna place it right on top where you removed it. So bring it over, align it, make sure the screw holes match, everything else is in place, bring it over, and then put it right on top. Next is to grab the motherboard. The motherboard goes just like that. Set the motherboard in place. Make sure all these keyboards, everything, the flex cables are out of the way. Connect the speaker cable right underneath here, slide it in. Once for all, just go ahead and push this flex cable for the hard drive inward, close the lock. The trackpad, press it. Put the trackpad right, slide it right underneath. It's really tiny. And then close it down. The battery, keep it in that place. Put the screw for the motherboard beside the battery so it keeps it in one place. Okay. Bring this keyboard flex on top, open the lock, slide it right underneath, make sure it goes all the way in. It goes in 45 degrees inward and then sits down flat. So pretty much you bring it down in 45, push it all the way inside. Once you see it, you feel that it's inside, bring it down towards the motherboard, hold it and close the lock right on top. Now let's see how the fan is gonna sit. The fan is gonna be on top, so it's gonna just pretty much lift it over like that, bring it here. You wanna leave it like that. You could leave it underneath like that, but I rather not. I don't wanna just pinch it really hard there. I rather leave it like this and use that tape to keep this curvature. But if you want to leave it underneath, nothing's gonna happen. Put the screw for the fan, which was right over here. Connect the fan to the motherboard, the jack. And the next step is to grab the LCD screen, put it right on the table, bring it over, put it right under the hinges, run the cable for the Wi-Fi cable, just run them along the side right here. You have to tangle it, zigzagging, going around the fan right there. Leave enough room for it to wiggle around in here in the corner. So make sure it's kind of loose up in here. But when you open the hinge, you open the screen, it needs a little room to play. Now connect these connectors right here. You just have to align it on top of the jack and then push it towards the Wi-Fi board and it's just going to snap in place. Now to keep this one in place, you can use a masking tape because I don't want to just come over here. I'm just going to hold it in place. Just use a masking tape. Don't use an electrical tape, use a masking tape. Just bring it over here, keep it in place. Or if you want to be more professional and not use a masking tape, use this gaffer's tape. These are like a really high-end for electronics. You can use this type of tape. I'll leave the link in the description. It's like called gaffer's tape. It's like a fabric, but you can use this one too. Masking tape is really sticky. It sticks right there. And next, you want to grab the 2 screws for the hinges. Now you want to close it down. Just twist it back down. Align it. And bring it over. Put the 2 screws. The third screw goes from the bottom case, so don't think that you need to put a screw right here. This last screw goes from the case on the other side. Again, put the 2 screws on this side. All right. Lift up the contact for the LCD. Slide it right underneath. And close the lock right on top. The 2 screws that we have left over are for the power jack, so put the 2 tiny screws that we removed beside the power jack. Grab the hard drive, plug in the hard drive, push it all the way towards the motherboard, grab the DVD drive right here and stick it right in there. To close the contact, you have to use a tweezer or remove the Wi-Fi adapter. I'm just going to slide it right over, and then I'm going to lock it down. Doesn't make any effect because the DVD ROM is a fake DVD ROM, so this contact, they're not going to use it. So it's a dead weight right there. And the last thing down here will be grab the battery. Before you put it in place, make sure your jack is right in there. Once you put the jack in there, push it all the way inward. Now you can align the screw holes, make sure it's nice in place. Put the 4 screws for the batteries. Now what we need to do, last step, is to grab the bottom cover. We want to put down the hinge end down first. So scoop it down over the back end of the hinge, bring it over, and then start pushing the corners down. Make sure you hear those clicks. Push down this side by the DVD ROM, push back, mid, all those. And grab the DVD ROM right here, the caddy, whatever you have, push it all the way in. And the last step is to putting back down the bottom screws. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any questions or any requests, leave them in the comment area, and I always try to answer the questions and take requests from my subscriber. If you want to support my channel, just click that thumbs up button on my video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll really greatly appreciate your support. Again, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.